Yo, what's going down, Green Screen Entertainment fans? Your boy Jay Green, back right now with yet another review. First off the top, my apologies for getting this video out a little late. I do try to post on Wednesdays and Thursdays, but this week has been crazy busy for your homie. I am an Orange Theory coach by day, and right now we're bringing our teams back and getting ready to open up those studios soon, and that's some very exciting things. But at the same time, very time consuming. So thanks for chilling out and waiting on this video. Now, in this video, I'm gonna take you all the way back to 1978 as I'm reviewing The Untouchables. Now, this movie stars Kevin Costner, but the reason I'm reviewing it is in honor of the late, great Sean Connery. Now, I've seen many of Sean Connery films over the years, but there have also been a lot of his films that I have never seen, and this is one of them. I looked it up, heard a little something about it. I've heard about it over the years, just never got around to it, but today is the day that I'm gonna bring it to y'all because I think that in the honor of him, y'all should go out and see something that you haven't seen just yet, something brand new that can open up your eyes to a little bit more of what this man had to offer. Rock with your homie. Alright fam, if you have no idea whatsoever what this film is all about, I'm gonna break it down like this, so listen up. This movie is based on a true story, and it takes place way back in the day in Chicago during the Prohibition era. Now kids, the Prohibition era was a time when the US government actually put a ban on alcohol every damn where. That shit was so illegal that if you tried to buy a case of beer, you could get blown up. It ain't like today when you just got to give the homeless dude outside of 7-Eleven a couple chips and he's going to run out with your drink. In this film, we are following U.S. Treasury agent Elliot Ness, played by Kevin Costner. He's trying to take down vicious and ruthless mob boss Al Capone, played by Robert De Niro. Now, when Elliot Ness gets to Chicago, his ambitions are to do good in the city. Too many people have died by the hands of these bootleggers, blowing up different convenience stores or bars that don't want to sell their alcohol because of the law of the land. Now he ends up going on his first bus, to which he thinks he has really good intel, but when they get there, somebody tips somebody off and he's embarrassed when he opens up a crate full of umbrellas. So now the whole department is laughing at him, and he soon starts to realize that he can't really tell anybody in the department what's really going on or what leads he actually has, because as cliche would have it, people in the department are on the undercover or they're on the take, and they're gonna basically tip off the bad guys, so then he's gonna look like a fool when he tries to go bust them. So what does he do? He ends up trying to recruit his own band of misfits. People in the department that don't really have the full respect of the department for whatever reason. Maybe it's a guy who's a little bit more of an analyst. Maybe it's a cop who's only walking the beat and a little bit past his prime. Maybe it's a young rookie who actually is pretending to be a regular white dude, because at the time, Mexicans and Italians and people of this nature were not really respected in law enforcement. So he gets all these people together, and now they are on the hunt for all these bootleggers, but they're trying to get the top dog, Al Capone. Now that we got the basic plot up out the way, I'm gonna break down what I liked, what I didn't like, and then what was a bit of a mixed bag, and then I'm gonna give y'all my final thoughts on this film, okay? So one thing that I liked quite a bit was the way that Robert De Niro played Al Capone. Now, all I knew about Al Capone was that he was a ruthless-ass gangster. Shady dude, killing people left and right, or having people killed left and right. But the way that Robert De Niro plays him in this film, he's a bit of a jovial type character, making a lot of jokes and being very catty with the media. So it's almost like the media respects him in a way, even though they know this dude's probably really shady on the undercover. And I thought that was pretty interesting because he brought a lot of entertainment to this ruthless-ass dude. When he needed to be shiesty and murder someone, you were scared of him. But when he was talking to the media, you were entertained by him. Not many actors can pull that dichotomy off, and I thought Robert De Niro, as usual, did a great job. The other thing that I really loved about this film was the direction from Brian De Palma. Now, when I break this down, I'm going to try to do it as clear as I can and without any spoilers. So, rock with your homie, okay? I think that Brian De Palma put the right amount of thrills, suspense, and heart into this movie. When I say heart, I'm talking about relationships. You as an audience member, you're gonna care about these characters. Even though there's not a great deal of backstory to try to build you into them, you're still gonna care about what you're seeing and what you're experiencing on screen. The main relationship that we're gonna care about, of course, is gonna be Elliot Ness and Jim Malone, played by Sean Connery. That relationship truly blossoms over the course of the film in a way that's gonna get you a little bit right here when it ends. You feel me? Now, the only way that getting choked up is even going to be a reality for some of y'all out there is because the way that Brian De Palma sprinkles that suspense and those thrills throughout the film. They're never overdone. Remember, a lot of old school mobster movies, well overdone. Cars are banging up, guns are blazing, blood everywhere, Scarface, Goodfellas type swag. This movie, it takes its time. When there's blood necessary, the blood is there and it serves its purpose, and you're gonna feel a type of way about it. And I think that Brian De Palma rides that line real well of straight mob movie and movie with characters and with heart. Now, this might sound a little off because this movie is hella old, but this movie was very refreshing in the way that it humanized our characters. And what I mean by that is we're living in a time with The Rock, we're living in a time with Vin Diesel, and these types of cats that can never be touched. Literally, like they're superheroes. Nothing phases them. They never show any true fear or vulnerability. In this movie, Elliot Ness's family is threatened at one point in time. Now, of course, in front of his family, he's going to show up. He's going to be tough for him, right? He's got to be. He's the father. He's the hero to his little girl. But when they drive off, he's very vulnerable. He's breaking down in front of Sean Connery and his whole little squad talking about, I can't take this. Something's got to be done. I'm going to go see that guy tonight, that type of shit. But even then, when he goes there, he's humanized by Sean Connery when he's like, hey, look, man, we can't do it like this. Not right now, not yet. We got to regroup. We got to really think about this because we want to do it in the right way. And you don't see a lot of that in movies today. A lot of the times, movies are just all about like bang, bang, shoot 'em up. I'm not mad at that. I'm just simply saying it's refreshing to watch a movie where reality kind of sets in and you see a character kind of think things out rather than just jumping the gun. Now, if I'm talking about what I didn't like, there's really not much to say. The one thing that really stood out to me was some of the music choices in a lot of the suspense or the chase type scenes. I felt like I was watching like MacGyver, Matlock, or Murder, She Wrote, some shit like that from the 90s, where in a show like that, it might make sense, but not in a movie about Al Capone, Elliot Ness, and the Prohibition era, and people are getting shot and blown up left and right. I feel like whoever's job it was to sign off on that music list should have been fired immediately. Who put that shit through? Now, the next thing I'm gonna bring up is a bit of a mixed bag, or maybe just a warning. Whenever you're trying to showcase an older movie to a group of people that are not used to older films, you always gotta preface it with, this movie's in black and white. The sound isn't too good. The music is a little shitty. Whatever it might be. So in this movie, what I'm gonna preface it with is this. You've seen a lot of the suspenseful type scenes or the chase type scenes in movies since then. This movie came out in 1978. So we've seen a lot of stuff like this before. If you take yourself back to 1978, if you imagine you are back in that theater, put yourself in that position, and you'll be right there with it, right? You're gonna feel that suspense, you're gonna feel that drama, you're gonna feel that intensity. But if you take it into today's time and you're one of those types of people that's just like, nah, I've seen that before, they've already done this, then yeah, you're probably not gonna have a good time with this film. So that's a bit of a mixed bag, because as I was watching it, some of the things that I wanted to be a little bit more invested in, a little bit more shocked by, like they weren't that shocking, only because I kind of figured, oh, it's probably gonna go here. Not to say it wasn't good, just to say that I've seen it before and I was a little like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. But when I look back and I think of myself back in the day, I'm pretty sure that shit was mind-blowing. All right, y'all, well, we've come to the end of the video, okay? I'm about to give you my final breakdown and why you should really watch this movie. But first, if you have not done it yet already, please hook your homie up with a like and a subscribe. It's free for y'all, but it extremely helps out my channel, and I know you got love for your homie. Thank you in advance. Now, the reason why you should see this movie, Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. I don't care what anybody says, I like Kevin Costner. And I've liked Kevin Costner all the way since back in the day when I seen him in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Some people weren't feeling that accent, but goddamn it, I don't care. He was great. Now, aside from Kevin Costner, you're really watching this movie for Sean Connery. Sean Connery in this film, remember, he was Elliot Ness's mentor throughout the entire film, basically, okay? Now, just like any great mentor in your life, you love him, you're close to him, you're friends with him, you think about him, right? But at some point in time, they've taught you all they can teach you. They've shown you all they can show you, and they've walked with you as far as they can go. And they eventually have to let you go on your own. So when it happens in this film, you're gonna feel a type of way about it. And the reason you're gonna feel a type of way is because of the quality, the presence, and the amazing capabilities and talent of Sean Connery. Yo, with all that said, this is a way back movie. We're talking about 1978. Give it a try. Check it out. I still think you'll enjoy it, even though it might be a bit dated. Still an entertaining story, phenomenal acting, great directing. I hope I gave you a little bit of insight into a Sean Connery movie that maybe you've never seen before. Check it out. Honor that man. Your homie Jay Green. I'm out.